Alright everybody, welcome back to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Draft Series Fusion. In our second round, we have Manny returning against Justin. Let's see what these two duelists have been able to draft. Alright, looks like Manny's going to start this off by setting 3 in the back row. He's going to activate Exchange. Now that is a signature way to start the duel. Let's see what Justin has in his hand here. And it looks like Manny's going to be trading off his Destruction Swordsman fusion, which doesn't look like he has much use for it at the moment, but he does get a nice little peek up his skirt. Floodgate Trap Hole, Card Trooper, Tribe Infecting Virus, Snatch Steal, and Predaplant Bufaliculo. I hope I said that right. It looks like he's going to go after the Predaplant. It looks like he might be opting to try and keep him off of the fusion summon for at least for as long as he can. It does look like he's gonna pass it over to Justin. He draws into exactly what he needs, the Time-Tearing Morganite. Now some of you might be a little more aware of what this card does since it is a newer card. Now for the rest of this duel, apply the following effects. You cannot activate monster effects in the hand. You draw 2 cards instead of 1 for your normal draw during your draw phase, and you can conduct 2 normal summons or sets per turn. Wow, now that is a rip off the top. Alright, looks like Justin's going to be starting this off with Card Trooper and activating its effect, sending 3 cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard, which lets him gain 500 attack for each card sent. However, if it does get destroyed, he gets to at least draw 1 card. Okay, looks like Xenometeorus gets into the grave, Simmel Archfiends, and Offerings to the Doomed. 3 actually crazy cards. So he's gonna attack directly, passing it over to Manny. Manny is looking for a monster, and looks like that's exactly what he drew. The Galaxy Dragon, who cannot attack directly. However, if it battles a monster, it gains 1000 attack during damage step only. Also, that monster has its effects negated during the battle phase, as long as this card remains face up on the field. Yep, Justin read that correctly. We all know how much Justin loves those holes. The trap holes, of course. Okay, looks like Justin's going to be activating the Fusion Recycle Plant as his field spell. Once per turn, he can discard a card, add Polymerization from the deck or graveyard to the hand. Now once per turn during the end phase, he can target 1 monster in the graveyard that was used as fusion material for a fusion summon and add it to the hand. That's great recursion right there. Yes, he does. He goes after the OG Polymerization, the one and the only. Okay, it looks like Card Trooper is going to be activating its effect again by milling 3 more. And he's going to be sending off the top Grid Rod, Born from Draconids, and Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Now, those are some good cards. Looks like he's going to go into battle. Card Trooper is going to attack into the Galaxy Dragon, destroying it. Alright, looks like Justin's gonna pass over to Manny, and Manny off the top, his Starry Night Balefire, which lets him summon the one, the only Starry Night, Starry Dragon. You gotta love these retrains, and personally, this is one of the things I do gotta say that Konami does do quite well when it comes to these retrains. Even though these cards may not get to see meta play, these are still some very, very cool cards. Alright, looks like we're gonna pass over to Justin. He's going to activate the Snatch Steal. Looks like he's going to try and get the stars on his side. Yes, he is going to take that Starry Night Dragon. Looks like he's going to activate Card Trooper once again. Fusion Recovery, the Lightning Storm, and Brain Control. My god. This Card Trooper keeps on pumping, but boy, there's a lot going into the graveyard. Alright, looks like Justin's going to be activating Polymerization, trying to make his first fusion summon. And Manny says no with the Royal Oppression to keep Justin from fusion summoning here. It looks like he's going to summon Lunalight Black Sheep. He's going to be tribute summoning the Dark Magician of Chaos. So, since we are using the pre-errata versions of these cards, he's going to be able to add a spell back to the hand. And he adds Polymerization. It does look like he's going to try and fusion summon once again, and Manny is going to let this go through. Will this be a mistake? Justin's going to be using Card Trooper and Bio Insect Armor to fuse into the Blaze Phoenix. So once per turn during the main phase, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card on the field, and that is gonna burn him for game. Wow, that Blazing Phoenix. I was not expecting that kind of win. Alright, congrats to Justin on the first round here. But it's not over just yet. On to the next one. Now at least Manny does have an idea of what to expect from Justin, since he could have probably prevented that with Royal Oppression. Boy, does that burn hurt. We're gonna see Justin start this off with the Time Tearing Morganite. Once again, the kind of advantage that this card can accumulate is just ridiculous. So let's see what Justin can do with this. Looks like he's gonna be activating Terraforming, searching out for his Recycle Plant. He's gonna be activating it, and yes, he does. He has the Poly straight in the hand. He's gonna be fusing Donzalug and Pyrorex, the Elemental Lord, to summon the trusty Blaze Phoenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird. Alright, looks like he's gonna be ending his turn and triggering off the Recycle Plant to add back Donzalug into the hand. Manny is one game down, so let's see how he starts this off. He's going to be activating Silent Mining and discarding Gigabyte to add, and we see Magical Scientist just lurking there. Look at him. He knows exactly what's coming. Okay, Manny's going to be activating Starry Night Balefire. We all know exactly who's coming out from the skies. Starry Night, Starry Dragon. He's going to be activating the Unsummon effect to destroy the Recycling Plant. Alright, Manny's not wasting any time here. Magical Scientist summoned onto the field to summon the Predaplant Ambulamalos. Looks like he's gonna be tributing himself off to the Darling Cobra. And if anybody saw the first match between Manny and John, I think we all know where this is going. He does have the Blaze Phoenix on the field, which is gonna let Manny unlock the full potential of the Shadow Fusion, which is gonna let him send Shadow Beast and Shadow Ariel. So not only is Manny going to be drawing an extra card here, but he might end up banishing a few cards from the graveyard. And the App Clone is going to permanently negate the Fire Phoenix. And with that, Manny's going to go into the battle phase, attack the Fire Phoenix, and Manny is going to attack with the Starry Dragon, not only letting him banish the Blaze Phoenix, but letting him attack a second time in a row. And Manny attacks directly with everything else, closing out the game. Wow! And that is a wrap for game 2. Manny, you savage. No mercy. He saw the opening and he took the kill. And that is definitely somebody figuring out just how his deck works. Alright, on to the infamous game 3. And we're going to see Justin starting this off with the Shiny Black Sea Squatter. Unfortunately, it does look like that's all that Justin has to play. We're going to pass it over to Manny, and all that Justin can hope for is that Manny doesn't see another OTK line. We're going to start this off with Silent Mining. He's going to be sending off his Puppet Pawn to net him the Starry Night Rail. So, when this card is normal summoned, he can add one Starry Night spell or trap from the deck to the hand. He can also banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Starry Night monster in the graveyard, except itself, and special summon it. So it does look like Manny's going to look for All Reliable, his Balefire. But he's not done just yet. He's going to be tributing off his Starry Night Rail to summon the Doodle Beast, the Tyranno. He can be tribute summoned by tributing one monster. I mean, you're going to love this. When else are you going to be seeing these Doodle Beasts be used for a duality summon? What? Which is going to let him tribute a monster to special summon a monster from the hand or extra deck with the same level. So Manny calls forth Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Now that is a sight to see right there. And I do believe this was the monster that he actually took from John in his last match. In such a unique way to summon it. And it does look like Manny is going to be activating the effect of Puppet Pawn, which lets him banish it from the graveyard, which lets him add a monster from the deck to the hand. Then his opponent can add one monster from the deck to their hand. Oh, we see a very nasty card that Manny might be picking up. Yep, Marionette Might, which basically lets you take control of any monster for that turn. But Puppet Pawn also lets Justin add a monster from his deck to the hand. And looks like Justin's gonna go for a Silent Psychic Wizard. So it does look like Manny's gonna be activating that Marionette Might to take control of the Shiny Sea Squatter and attack directly, but it does look like it's all he can do for the time being. Let's see if Justin can find a way to beat this Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, because not only does he have a negate, but he's also a 3k beat stick. Justin's gonna attempt a fusion summon with Polymerization, and Manny does have to debate here whether or not to negate it. Yes, he does. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon pitches a card from the hand to negate the poly. And Justin has the out with Herald of the Abyss. Basically, by paying 1500 life points, your opponent must send one face-up monster they control to the graveyard. Now that is definitely one way to get rid of a monster and send it back to the Shadow Realm. Justin has a few more plays here. He's going to be fusion summoning with Ghost Fusion. So, if your life points are lower than your opponent's, you can also banish up to one zombie monster from the hand, deck, or graveyard as material. And it looks like Justin's going to be using Shadow Falco and that Shiny Sea Squatter to summon El Shadow and Noyatilis. Very powerful monster, which comes in real handy, especially after paying for that Herald of the Abyss. Oh, but Justin's not done just yet. He's going to be summoning his Silent Psychic Wizard. So when this card is normal summoned, you can target a monster in the graveyard, banish that target. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon that monster banished by this effect. And he's going to be banishing that Shiny Sea Squatter. Looks like he's going to attack for some damage. We're going to pass it over to Manny here. And he's going to start this off by banishing Duality. So during the main phase, by banishing it from the graveyard, he can target one light and one dark monster in the graveyard. Shuffle both into the deck, then draws one card. Alright, so a little bit of recursion here. He's going to send back the Doodle Beast and his Marionette, and he activates Soul Taker, targeting one face-up monster his opponent controls, destroying it, and then gaining 1000 life points. My god, these men are going blow for blow. And Manny has just the card for this kind of scenario, his Starry Night Balefire. We know exactly who's coming out, the Starry Night Starry Dragon. Wow, this card is putting in some serious work here. And Manny's not done. Predaplant Spinodionea. He's going to go straight into the battle phase. His Starry Night is going to attack the Silent Psychic Wizard, activating his effect to banish the monster until the end phase, and making a second attack in a row. And that Spinodionea is going to close out the game in full force fashion. And that was an amazing game. Not only did we get to see Manny get burned in the first game, but we got to see Justin get OTK'd in the second one. Now we got to see some amazing fusion monsters get taken down by some incredibly strong spells. But we also get to see the skill displayed by the players themselves. As we all know, cards are cards, but it all depends on how you play them and who plays them. Alright guys, thank you very much for this second round on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Draft Series Fusion Edition. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.